I'm about to be real. I'm about to ruffle some feathers on this one. I really think Joe Burrow, who I absolutely love. I've been watching dude since LSU. I mean, to me, he is the greatest quarterback in the league right now, or the best quarterback in the league right now. And there's a lot of reasons why. Like, as a Bengal fan, I don't think Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar could be on this team, deal with how ownership like to do things, and think that they would be successful. I don't see it. I don't think they would be better. I mean, Patrick went to a good situation with a great coach, and I'm not judging. I'm not knocking him for that. I'm just saying, that's a plus. Lamar had a stable, foundation. Um, Hell, even with Josh, they allowed him to kind of grow in the position. They brought in Brian Dable, who, was like the quarterback whisperer for a while. And then Joe Burrow comes in, you know, uh, bad ownership. I mean, I know a lot of Bengal fans don't like to hear that, but the Browns family, they're a bad ownership. I mean, they do just enough to be mediocre most of the time. Like, they don't want to be the worst team, but they ain't out here busting ass to be the best. Like, this offseason was probably the best I've ever seen, and I've been a fan for 50 years. And I'm just saying, like, they don't go all out. Like, this is the most that you ever gonna see. That's why I'll be out here like, yo, they need to do more. And this leads me to my point. Joe Burrow need to shut the fuck up.
What?
I'm serious. Bruh, you need to stop talking.
Guess that means you need to shut the fuck up. That's what I do if I don't have no army. I would fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Because it is it's cool. It's cool to be happy with, what the team done this offseason. I mean, I don't know any Bengal fan who isn't like, yo, man, they really knocked it out the park with what they brought in. But of all people, you need to stop talking because the minute you keep telling this ownership, we got everything we need, they ain't gonna do shit else
He ain't lying.
at all. And let's be real, you don't have everything you need. I mean, you ask any Bengal fan that, or any, not even Bengal fan, I mean, you ask some of these local reporters, they'll tell you, like, you might need a slot corner. You damn sure need a linebacker. And I don't care what anybody say. That right now is probably the weakest part of the defense. It's a linebacker. And I'm not even saying you got to go trade for, Jordan Brooks or, Fred Warner or anything like that. I mean, hey, just bring in Bobby Okorike or Bobby Wagner or something just to help these, young cats, get up to speed and my thing is, if one of these dudes that they're banking on gets hurt, what are you bringing off the bench? I mean, let's be real. Two of their best linebackers right now, guys that people think are going to be on the practice squad, and that's what Jack Dingle and Eric Gentry. Like, they need to bring in a linebacker, and if Joe Burrow's out here repeating over and over, like, yeah, we good, we got everything we need, man. Katie and Mike gonna be like, we can close the bank account now. Like we we can close our pocketbooks. We don't have to spend anymore. Like Mike Brown put that wallet in his pocket so fast. Like you can't tell these guys that you got everything you need because they gonna run with it. Like Joe, I'm being dead ass serious. Stop saying that shit. Like, I think you got a press conference tomorrow. Whenever your next press conference is, if somebody asks you, "Hey, you think we got enough? You think you got enough to win?" Be like, "Yeah, we just need 1 or 2 more pieces," and then just leave it at that. Because if you keep telling them we got everything we need, bruh, like Mike Brown, he, all you go hear is zip, because he gonna put that wallet away, that old ass wallet with a zipper. He gonna put that away. He ain't playing. Like, cause he did what he did to, you know, shut some of these people up about, oh, who was that idiot, Hasselback talking about, "No, this is a Matthew Stafford." No, man, whatever, bro. This ain't no Matthew Stafford situation. Mike Brown was like, this is what it is with this. That's one thing I will say when it comes to, this team, like, the ownership, they don't have, that sense of urgency the way other ownerships. And I think a lot of that comes from the type of coaches that they hire. You know, as much as I love Marvin Lewis was Marvin Lewis was a yes man, but he was more he it seemed like he had a lot more say of what they brought in especially when it came to the defense, like they trusted him on that. And Marvin put together some pretty decent teams. He just didn't have, you know, it's like when he had the the complete roster, that's when we saw, the knee assassination. Um, but then when he had that roster in 2015, he had Dalton. And if you go back and look at those playoffs, I mean, Dalton wasn't a shitty quarterback, but all the teams in the playoffs those years, I mean, I think he was probably the worst one other than Houston, but Houston had a really good defense, and I think that was Jermaine Grissom kept dropping on them down balls. But I don't wanna get back and I don't wanna talk about that. But my point is the Bengals don't really do the ownership don't really do anything until it's, you know, until they are forced. It's always desperation. It's like you look at how they draft. It's like they don't do what they need to do in free agency. So when they go into the draft, they overreach because they didn't do what they needed to do, and now they're panicking. This year is the one of the first times you can really just say like, no, they other than linebacker, they went in to the draft pretty much not needing to reach. And a lot of people's like, "Oh, well, they reached on Takara Davis," and I was like, "I don't think they did. I just think they." Now we Bengal fans lived through this before. That this is that Jonathan Joseph and Leon Hall situation where they're like, "All right, we probably can keep one of them," which I think would be DJ. That's why they let him change his number to 0. It's like, "Hey, we probably can keep one of them, but we can't keep both. Right? We're gonna have to bring in somebody that can probably, take Dax Hill's position." And that I mean, because 'cause you're gonna see it next year. Because I don't think they're gonna be able to keep, like, Chase Brown, especially if he ball out the way I think he gonna ball out. I don't think they're gonna be able to keep Chase Brown. But, they'll go into free agency or find a cheap running back or whatever, go into a draft and draft a running back. I mean, because I don't think people even bring up Yoshi. Like, Yoshi up too. He they ain't gonna resign him. And honestly, that's they think they got their replacement. I mean, they tried to get his replacement. I think they tried to get T's replacement with Jermaine Burton. I don't know what they were smoking. But, I mean, I think Kobe Young they're looking at that as, you know, Yoshi's replacement because 'cause they're not gonna be able to afford him. I mean, people talk about his drops, but he is a, decent 3rd wide receiver. And, and even then, I still think they need to bring in a vet wide receiver. And it don't have to be DeAndre Hopkins or Ken Allen, but I would definitely bring in somebody that make these defenses think twice. Unless Kobe Young actually is that dude and it'd be like, "Oh, shit. They got another one," you know? I mean, if he is, like, what they call him, Timu T. Higgins, if he is but even if he's a Timu T. Higgins, that's still better than what a lot of these motherfuckers got out there. I mean, hey, I don't like people bring up, "Oh, he didn't do nothing at Georgia." I'm like, "Yeah, don't watch his Georgia tape." Because the Georgia tape, man, he was dealing with off field stuff that, you know, kind of was it. I don't know enough about it, but I just know it charges were dropped and the people that were involved recanted statements, and Georgia took him back, and then he broke his leg. So I don't really count the Georgia stuff. Go look at his stuff at Miami, and that wasn't like Joe Burrow throwing him the ball. Like he was balling in Miami. So if we get Miami Hurricane Kobe Young, yeah, this team like the offense is gonna be what it is. Like you gonna have to put up some points. And with the defense we got, you bet not be able to put up some points. Like that's how I look at it, like, oh yeah, man, the Bengals gonna put up about 40, but that defense better not put up you better not be able to put up 40 on that defense. Like nah. Like we can't have that. Not this year. But you circle back, and again, I I I am happy that Joe Burrow is saying what he's saying, but at the same time, I just wish he wasn't saying it, like, for real, bruh, because I just been a fan for too long, man, and I know there's these young cats, "Oh, man, that's back in the past." I'm like, "Yeah, I agree." Like, there are things that are in the past that, you kinda just, you gotta take it with it like, "Hey, man, that's in the past, whatever." But sometimes the past actually teach you how people react, and I'm just telling you, Mike Brown, he here, his star player who he who they went out there and did all these off-season stuff to keep this man happy to basically put the coaching staff and the players on the spotlight. Hey, now it's on you and not on us because we did our job. Hey, they will close up shop.
Pack everything up. We're out of here.
Like, they will close up shop because you told them, "Hey, we have everything we need." So they gon' hey, oh, okay, then we don't have to do alright, we good. Like, no, we ain't good. Like, get us a linebacker. It's not that difficult, man. I shouldn't have to wait for breaking news on this one. Like, y'all went into the offseason knowing you needed a linebacker. I don't care what any of these people on any of these pages say. You need a linebacker. It is not that difficult. And this is the same BS, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the same BS that they did last year. It's like, oh man, we restructured Geno Stone and took $1 million because he was trash the year before. And what do? You do nothing. You don't do nothing. You don't use that money to, sign Trey to a long contract. You don't bring in not another, safety. Like, so I'm just saying, do not tell Mike Brown you have enough. Like when you get up in that on that podium and they ask you, "Hey, do you think the organization done enough for you to win a Super Bowl this year?" No. like, like, I love the pieces that we have right now. We got Dexter Lawrence, we got Jonathan Allen, we got Boed Mafe, we got Brian Cook, but we need more. We need Hey, is Bobby Okorike out there? You know his number? Somebody get him on the phone. That's another thing too. Some of these free agents need to understand the Bengals as well. They're not going to call you unless they need you. So you need to pull a Orlando Brown Jr. You need to tell your agent, hey, call them. This is what I'll take. And most likely the Bengals be like, oh, really? What are you? Get out. Uh, but yeah, you got to have your agent call the Bengals and be like, "Hey, he'll play for 2.5 mil with incentives." And the Bengals be like, "Oh, you did the work? You did the work for us. Okay. Well, come on in. We'll have the contract written up for you." Like, yeah, you can't wait for the Bengals to call you, man. They like they like light skinned chicks, bro. They ain't calling you. They're not calling you. Okay. Like they'll see you out there and be like, "Man, this sure would be good to have that player." Yeah. Anybody got his number? Nah, I ain't calling him. Wait for him to call us. Like seriously, they are definitely you call us because we ain't calling you. Like I'm just saying. But I think I spoke long enough. I was gonna say something about Chris Carter's punk ass, but I'll leave that alone. All right, peace.